I'm Dylan, and this is a video all about my urinal STP. I make and sell it myself. I'm doing it primarily to raise funds for revision surgery, and also because I'm aware that there isn't really a particularly affordable STP out there at the moment, so I'm trying to make it as affordable as I can as well. So I'm going to do it primarily in voiceover, so you can see lots of pictures and diagrams about it. But I thought I'd just say hi at the start anyway, so hope you enjoy it. So this is what the urinal STP actually looks like. If you order one from me, this is what you'll get exactly. The pink polymer clay part is rigid, and the latex tubing is obviously flexible, so that goes inside a packer and it means it's still quite manoeuvrable. Here's a labelled diagram of all the bits and what I call them, just for reference. And the pink receiver is quite narrow at the back to enable you to kind of position it securely at the back wall of the vagina, but it's quite wide at the front so that your urethral opening lands in it reliably, and it's wide enough also to accommodate a large pee stream, again, if you need to. Because there's nothing worse than having to hold back and then not being confident whether it's actually in the right place and whether you're peeing yourself or not. So that's another feature of the design. So these are the components separate, and then I tried to get something that was the right diameter, so it's ended up being just a little bit larger than about a pen, I would say, the internal diameter of those two bits. But I don't know if you can get a sense of it just from the size of my hand. Now, I've tried it in all sorts of packers. The most reliable, economical one for me is still Mr. Limpy, even though he's a bit shockingly pink. So here's Mr. Limpy, and you'll also need a large screwdriver, and then you start at the head end, and once you've heated your screwdriver you can push it through very easily. Takes some skill and judgment to actually get it to exit at the right point at the back. But the important thing really is to start with the head end. If you've got the placement of that right, then you're going to pee straight, which is what it's all about. If it doesn't come out exactly in the right place, like this one luckily did, it's not the end of the world. Then you can push your STP into the packer. Now that's the fun part. There's no real easy way to do that, but the important thing is that you have the STP inserted right up beyond the end of the hard receiver. If you have it inserted correctly like this, you'll be fine. However, if you don't push it in far enough and it ends up looking like this, you could get a crease between the end of the receiver and the Mr. Limpy while you're peeing, and if that happens you get dramatic backflow, so be warned, that is really not a good situation. Make sure you've got it pushed in right up until the packer is over the neck of the polymer clay part. So here he is then, all in place, STP in Mr. Limpy, and once you've got it like that you can just retract the head a little bit and cut the latex tube to length. I cut it just short of the end, and this gives you a really realistic pee stream, which means you can kind of point it wherever you need to go. So a brief word on stowage. If you have the STP on its own, you can fold it up like this. It will stay, or you can just put a little elastic band around it, that helps. So these are the two main styles of underwear that I wear. They're both close fitting. I don't wear loose because I prefer not to wear a harness, so I want my underwear to hold my packer in place. And then the packer can be stowed in any of these three main ways, really, a bit like a bio penis. The other alternative is that you can actually hollow out the Mr. Limpy's balls, which I've tried. It's quite tricky and not as neat as it looks in the diagram, and basically then you can do this, so you can fold the tubing back and tuck the receiver into the balls. This is not 100% comfortable and it is a compromise, but it's another way to make sure that it doesn't actually show if you're wearing tighter trousers. So here it is again, the back and the front of the receiver are what we're most concerned with. Get those two parts located properly, hold it up firmly against your body, and you shouldn't have too much of a problem. But please remember, it is a frustrating process. You do need to persevere. There will be accidents, so practice in the bath or the shower first and just keep trying. You know, your first sort of 5 or 10 goes may not go that well, but as long as you're familiar with your anatomy, which is really important, as much as we don't like to look at it, some of us, make sure that you are aware of where your urethra is located, because that is the crucial part. If you get that in the STP, you're going to be fine with a bit of practice. So that's basically it. I have now produced a little leaflet as well that goes with the STP when you purchase it. So that's got all the basically the kind of instructions that I've given you in this video. Just a little bit of a guide, refresher of the anatomy, and then how to use it as well. So, and just contact details on the back. So that's that. You're going to get one of those if you buy one. So that hopefully should have all the information you need in it. So good luck with whatever STP you choose. I felt very strongly that I ought to be able to stand to pee from a very early age, and I'm delighted to be able to do it now. And if this video even just helps guys to be inspired to try, then you know it's done its job. Yeah, so happy STPing.